All right, hello everyone. Hopefully I did that right. That was a lot of stuff compared to what I normally do. But we got the theme song done. We got all of the intro stuff done. And we are
Yay!
here.
Live!
I'm
We're
Lonnie.
here. I'm Amber.
And we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. And for those of you from New Zealand tuning in,
Yay!
Tennessee is a little tiny state on the southeastern part of the United States where I think our claim to fame is cornbread
Tennessee's
I love
claim to fame is cornbread.
and whiskey, right?
Okay, we do have a cornbread festival. You're correct on that. And yeah, Jack Daniels is made here.
Okay, that's
So,
it.
hey.
And
I mean,
we're here.
You are forgetting something really important, though.
What?
The country music capital of the world, Nashville.
Oh yeah, well I haven't listened to country music in 25 years, so anyway, we're here with very special guest. It's always an honor to have somebody from the other side of the freaking planet.
Yeah.
We have Jen here with us, who is otherwise known as
Hello.
RaiderCosplay.
Yay!
Um,
Hi guys.
welcome, welcome, welcome. This is like I don't even remember how this started. Us having you on here, but I know
think
you
it
were
was-
like really excited from the get go to come on and like say hey and to chat with us and everything. So I was like, hey, yeah, let's have her on.
I was like, these guys seem cool. I'm gonna be on here.
Mhm.
Finger guns.
That's great. We now I've actually followed you for a little while and seen a lot of your work, and you are actually, like, without further ado, you are actually kind of debuting something new tonight. That's correct.
I have done Lady Pool before, but
Yeah.
it hasn't been like this, and I'm doing Lady Pool 2.0 updated, so previewing my new Lady Pool.
Now, what's the difference? Like, what's the difference between what you've done
Um,
already and what you're doing now?
The last time I did it, it was comic matching Lady Pool.
Okay.
So I had my hair actually in the ponytail, I had the mask, I also had white contacts, different makeup, everything
Okay.
like that. So this time I'm doing kind of glamorous Lady Pool. I have a little bit of glitter on, so I feel like a unicorn.
Now, I noticed you
Aw.
also have a very realistic eyeballs.
Mhm.
I can see that from
My
here.
contacts,
Wow.
yeah, they're really
so
fun.
cool.
I love contacts. They tend to like entirely change how a look looks.
Mhm.
So like it can completely make a difference within a cosplay. So
Oh.
if he had Geralt and he had like brown eyes, it's like Geralt with his yellow eyes, it's like, holy shit, that's Geralt.
I love it because, like, this is actually kind of funny too because you've got two entirely different accents in this show. You've got her who has, like, the that accent that everybody loves.
Yeah, the
And-
New Zealand accent.
Yeah, New Zealand, like that part of the world. Like, it's actually summer for you guys right now, right?
Yeah, it's been like 28 degrees. That's Celsius, by the way. Pretty much every day.
Okay. Oh, how does that translate into Fahrenheit? Can we do
I
a
can
Google
look
on
it
that
up.
real quick?
Really
Um,
quick.
I
'Cause I'm
don't
curious
know
too.
Fahrenheit, so
It's
Um,
cool. That's fine.
Like for us, like typical summer, like hot summer days, is anywhere from like 85 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So
82 degrees. Well, 82.4.
that's not bad.
But for where they're at, it
it
probably
is
is.
where we live.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, like I keep forgetting because like here, it gets like 95 or 96 for 3 weeks at a time, and
Yeah,
the
and
humidity.
it's also awful.
Yeah, it's like
Horrible.
you're
I don't
walking
like
around.
it when it's like 82 and because the humidity's so freaking high here.
But you
Yeah.
were talking about you actually do like body paints and stuff. I heard.
Yeah, I've been doing makeup a lot longer than I've been doing cosplay. I started makeup in 2010 to 2011, and I only started cosplay in 2013. But makeup is kind of what got me into cosplay. Like, my first cosplay was absolute garbage. It was a silence from Doctor Who, and I use like a little Glassons blazer, which is like a feminine shop here in Dunedin, and some little black shorts, some sneakers, and a school shirt, and I went over to Armageddon down the road, which is like our Comic-Con.
Okay.
And that was my silence from Doctor Who.
I'm sitting here like I'm running over like 50 different things I want to ask as we're talking about that. And I'm going to ask you about that Comic-Con here in a minute, more of the details on it. But how'd you pronounce that? Dunedin?
Armageddon.
No, I'm talking about the location.
Oh, Dunedin.
Dunedin. Okay,
Dunedin.
I've never heard it pronounced before. I've only read it. And for
You're
some reason,
brave.
I always thought it was pronounced Dune-din.
I mean,
I
because where we're from, that you would think that, honey. I mean,
yeah. Now I want to know about this Comic-Con that you have there. Like, I've looked. I'll be honest, I'm not really familiar with New Zealand. Tell me a little bit about the place. Like, how big is this Comic-Con? Do people come in from outside, the country to it, or is it more of like a locals only thing?
They do for Auckland Armageddon, which is our biggest event. They drew in crowds of like 30,000 people this year.
Wow.
that's
over
amazing.
a 4-day period, but that was every single day. You were walking like this in this tiny event centre. It's not tiny, but the amount of people that they had, it felt tiny.
Yes.
And then they had, it's all run by the same company, which is Armageddon Expo, and they run it in Auckland, which is our biggest city in New Zealand, and then they run it in Wellington, which is our capital, and then they run it in Christchurch, Dunedin, and Tauranga. Although Dunedin, which is where I live, has been cancelled for next year.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm bummed out about it, but I can always drive up to Christchurch. It's 6 hours
Okay.
drive.
Yeah.
6 hours.
Now, I'm not really familiar with how big is New Zealand. Like, I'm completely ignorant of the whole area. Like, I tried to do some research today, but it didn't pan out because I tend to get sidetracked.
New Zealand has just under 5 million people. We're like a quarter of the size of your biggest cities.
Okay, if you were to get in a car and drive end to end, how long would it take?
If you didn't stop at hotels, 2 days.
Oh. Wow, so y'all are like... The actual country is almost as long as
From,
the
here to-
U.S.
Well, no.
Or about half as long.
No, because from here to Texas, it's going to take you about half that time. It's going to take you about a day.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to get a mental image of how big of a place we're dealing with.
You might be right on half the size.
Now, I've heard...
You could easily do it in 1 day if you tried.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you tried.
Yeah, we are tiny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to ask you a lot of culture questions now for my own personal curiosity. And apparently you use the metric system,
Yes.
whereas we barely touch it. Drive on the left side of the road, I'm assuming?
We drive on the opposite side to you.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't drive.
Yeah. That's...
Oh.
I kind of avoid it. I'm not the best.
Oh.
Oh.
Well. Oh, what a coincidence. Amber avoids it too.
Imagine that.
Now, you said that you guys are actually experiencing a drought right now. Like, how bad is that? That's where I was going with the body painting question. Is you said that at the moment you're not allowed to do body paint sessions because you're not able to use excess water to wash people off.
Yeah, pretty much. In my area, we use our own personal water tanks. So we have 3 water tanks at my house, and they were full entirely full about 3 weeks ago, but we live on a farm, so we have to feed horses, cows, sheep, chickens, dogs, and with that, our water tanks, because there's been no rain for the past month, have gone to about, like, this full. So we probably have to buy water in soon.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That's like a whole other ball game, like compared to like what we would experience. And that, like, I didn't know that. I didn't know you lived like on a farm.
Yeah, I live right out near 2 of New Zealand's quite famous beaches.
Okay.
So I live by Tunnel Beach, which is like this beach that you've got to walk a kilometre to get down to the beach itself, and you had to go through this tunnel to get onto the beach because it's surrounded by cliffs. And then the other one is Blackhead, which is down there, and it's covered in rocks and everything.
Do you have any crazy wildlife?
We're getting heaps of jellyfish at the moment, and then magpies literally everywhere.
Yeah, that's happening everywhere.
Yeah, jellyfish
like,
is very common.
They have,
Especially
like
here.
the Portuguese man of war. Those big jellyfish with the tendrils that hang like that long or longer, and they're like the size of like freaking TVs floating around. And they've started washing up like here. So it's like, the oceans are getting a little warmer, and here come the jellyfish. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, our one's getting exceptionally bad at the moment because we get these ones that are only about this big, and they're entirely crystal clear. They look like little blobs of water.
Yes.
And if they touch your legs or anything at all while you're in the water, it's burning pain entirely through your body.
It's like Lonnie's worst fear.
Moving on. I can't. I hate jellyfish with an undying passion.
What would they ever do to you?
Well, they swarm me in the ocean, but I've never touched one. It was a bad experience. Okay, so I want to know, you said that, like, makeup got you into cosplay. Tell us the story of how you actually went from just makeup and stuff to actually dressing up as, like, Lady Deadpool and the other thing that we're going to talk about later.
It's not like a long or interesting story.
Oh, we still want to hear it.
We still want to know, though. We're still curious, regardless.
I had a mate come up to me and she's like, "You want to go to Armageddon with me?" And I went, "Sure." And she goes, "Okay, you've got to cosplay." And I'm like, "Is it compulsory?" And she goes, "No, but I'm cosplaying, so you've got to come with me." I did the silence, and then I just started getting addicted to it. And ever since then, I've just started taking all the comic book characters and film characters that I've grown up around, and I've taken those characters and turned myself into them. And I've always found that to be a lot of fun, because you go to a con and then all my friends are like, "Where's Jen? Where's Jen?" And I'm creeping in the background like, "You don't know where I am because you don't know who it is."
I love
That's my
that.
favorite part about cosplay is like people are like, "Wait, who's this?" And it's like, "It's me." You didn't know that, did you?
So, you were actually like a big comic book fan before ever getting into cosplay? Like you read comics, watched the movies, that kind of thing?
I grew up with Star Trek, Star Wars, always loved the Avengers as a kid, but I was always more a DC fan. I loved Aquaman, but let's admit it, I did not admit that I liked Aquaman until this year, because 4 years ago, he was a garbage character. It was weird to like Aquaman 4 years ago.
Now, so who is your favorite comic book character of all time?
Aquaman.
Okay.
She legit.
I actually have to say Aquaman. As a kid, like watching the DC Justice League animated series, I had the stupidest reason for liking Aquaman.
Okay.
I looked at my parents and I was like, "He's like me." Same here. That was the dumbest thing ever. but I've always grown up just, like, getting more and more into liking the character, and I'm so happy that Jason Momoa is now playing him, due to the fact that it's making it more popularized now. There's so many people that hate when a character becomes popularized. I love it because it means that I'm not alone in liking a character.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I would give. Am I echoing?
You are echoing for some reason.
Where's that coming from?
Not there.
I don't know. Okay, I think we're good now.
We'll get a jellyfish dance for a break.
Yeah, we had like a very, very brief
Moment
echo where I could hear myself, and I'm not really
that
sure.
was weird. I don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh well.
Anyway. God, where was I going with that? That totally derailed my train of thought. Whenever we have a technical
Well,
glitch.
you just asked her what her favorite character was.
Oh
her
yeah,
comic
yeah.
book
Well, I was talking
character.
we all know who my favorite character is. Like I would give anything for her to just hit like a burst of popularity where everybody loved her. I was like,
well, I mean, she might not know. You want to tell her?
Jubilee from X-Men is my favorite character. So
I'm not an X-Men fan.
well,
I love Deadpool, but
Well-
I have never been that interested in X-Men itself, aside from, like, Mystique.
Well, Deadpool was like fairly popular from his beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like Jubilee has pretty much been crapped on since the beginning. There's like maybe 36 people like me on the planet who really, really love the character, and everybody else can take her or leave her. And they've tried everything, but one day. So,
My favorite X-Men is actually Nightcrawler. It's, like, I did read a few X-Men comics as a kid, and I was always like, this guy's cool.
do you have any particular comic book story that kind of jumps out as your favorite?
Oh, this one's a hard one, because if I say it, everyone's going to be like, well, you're being stereotypical.
No, not at
It
all.
don't matter. Just you like what you like.
Yeah, that's we don't judge.
I like emotional stories within comic books that add more to a character.
Uh-huh.
And it's not actually from an Aquaman comic, it's not from DC at all. It's when Deadpool lost his daughter is the biggest one for me.
And I actually am not familiar with that story. Without being too spoilerish, want to kind of give us a quick rundown of that? I'm curious at this point. I want to know.
In like 10 years, so this will be interesting. Like Deadpool, he didn't know that he had a daughter for ages.
Okay.
And it was like when he finally found her, she ended up getting. It wasn't his daughter, actually. He thought it was, and it was someone else that like died, and he thought it was his daughter. And then you had like Bucky and Wolverine. No, not Bucky. Captain America and Wolverine like trying to help him out of the situation.
Neat.
Cool. Okay.
That's really cool.
That's
the best summary I can give you from memory.
That actually sounds like something I want to Google afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Daughter of Deadpool. Now I want to know, like, cosplay culture in New Zealand, is that like a fairly common thing?
It actually is, surprisingly. We have a massive community for it here. Like, you go to an Armageddon, a majority of the people are in cosplay.
Cool.
So, do you think, now, I don't want to be like stereotypical, but due to the region, do you see a lot of like Lord of the Rings, Tolkien cosplay there?
You do? And actually, I personally have delved into Lord of the Rings. But I'm someone that likes to make cosplays that are either funny and sexy or scary and sexy. And I did funny and sexy, and I did sexy Gandalf.
Oh,
At one
cool.
point. So I had all
I
the
love
robes, and
that
it was just
sneak.
like one slit in the dress, and I'd always go like, just with this one lingerie-clad leg.
That's great.
Do you happen to have photos of that?
Yeah, because I'd love to
I
see
do
it.
somewhere. They're possibly on my cosplay page if I take a look.
I will check that out, and we will share the crap out of that on the page.
Yes.
Because that actually,
That sounds amazing.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that
Did
was
you see
such a
it?
fun cosplay. I was meant to do it at Auckland Armageddon this year, but I ended up swapping it out for Sexy Jason Voorhees,
Okay.
which was like a pin-up group that I did with a heap of friends. But
Cool.
I ended up doing. I was gonna do Sexy Gandalf with I don't watch Harry Potter. Sexy Dumbledore.
Okay.
We were both gonna get old men, bearded, fully clad in their usual clothing, and just slits up our legs with lingerie.
Now, I may be, because we feature literally 300 plus cosplayers a year. Was your cosplay by chance? Did you have the beard and everything?
Yes.
I'm almost positive you submitted your Gandalf photo. It was like kind of a close up, and it was black and white.
No, it wouldn't have been me.
I wonder. I could, because I was thinking like we there was somebody who submitted a female who had the beard and everything, and maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I'm almost positive that's what it was.
It wasn't her though.
Oh, okay. So you never submitted
No.
Gandalf?
No,
Okay.
Gandalf.
Just making
Not
sure.
till I do a professional shoot.
Okay. Now, what kind of upcoming projects do you have? You've got to have at least one.
I have these on my phone because I knew I would forget them. Let me just. I knew I would forget these when saying them. But I have Ciri from The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I have Jinx from League of Legends, Mystique from the X-Men comics, and the Mage, aka not Guinevere, from the new King Arthur film. And then also Maya from Borderlands 2 and Jayla from Star Trek Beyond.
Cool.
There's a new King Arthur film?
Apparently so. I did
And
not
it's
know
got the guy from Sons of Anarchy in it, Charlie Hunnam.
that. Okay, I did not know that.
That is, has it come out yet, or are we getting ready for it to come
Yeah.
out?
It's already come out. It's on at like iTunes and stuff already.
I've missed this somewhere.
Maybe on New Zealand Netflix? Because they do have like different, like for some reason.
No, iTunes.
Oh,
iTunes.
okay. So I'm gonna have to look at that because I am
It's
fascinated.
directed by like Guy Ritchie, who did Sherlock Holmes and stuff. So
I've always been very fascinated by like Arthurian legend and things like that.
yeah,
Gonna have to check that out.
Totally a thing.
So yeah, now we were talking earlier about your Aquaman, and
Yes.
I really want to show everybody that because I
would you like me to bring out the armor?
yes. You impressed the hell out of me with this armor.
So this is like my first ever armor build. For those who are just watching, I had already shown Lonnie and Amber some of it, but here is the leg armor, which just goes on my calves.
That's so cool.
That is amazing. How long does it take you to make something like that?
2 hours.
Cool.
Oh, somebody was to ask me that. Oh, about
3 days.
14 months.
Right.
This one took about a week, which has the shoulder
Okay.
armor and the breastplate.
I love it. Like,
It's amazing.
yes.
There's
Wow.
still a lot of work to happen on it
Yeah.
because it doesn't really fit or hold anything. Like I tried it on the other day and it just went. I'm like,
Oops.
Well, that might not be con ready just yet.
yeah.
Be having a wardrobe malfunction.
Also, I should reveal to you guys my lineup for next year's Armageddon, which is the only one I will be going to. But I'm bringing back Jessica Rabbit for the first day.
That's her profile picture, her page photo.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it is amazing.
And I will have a new corset and new lace front wig, so I won't look like garbage.
Aw.
You look really good though, in what I saw.
Yeah.
Don't discount yourself there. You look good.
Photography. Tim is amazing at photography, so shout out to Tim.
Yes.
And then the second cosplay I will be doing, which I will hopefully have a Khal Drogo that's, if he still continues to be my Khal Drogo for it, I will be doing Daenerys Targaryen Season 1, Episode 1, which is when she's first introduced to Drogo, which is like the sheer dress.
Mm-hmm.
And then my final day, everyone thought I cancelled this because I was going to do it for the competition in Dunedin. I will no longer be competing in it, but have you guys seen the new Ghost in the Shell film?
I have not
No.
watched it yet, no.
I know.
I know what Ghost in the Shell is, but I've not watched the new film.
Have you seen the trailers?
I have.
I am doing the geisha from Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, awesome.
So it's even going to have like animatronics that help it open.
Oh, wow.
And reveal the interior of the mask.
Oh,
so.
I know what you're talking about, though. Wow, I am going to be very interested to see how you pull that off.
That's we're doing
I can't wait. That's going to be awesome.
Holidays.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, we are definitely going to have to keep in touch with you. Now,
we got some visitors.
Oh, yeah, we actually have a handful of folks in here. Neo has brought a little crew over. Neo Beowulf, he's like, seriously, like I consider myself his protege because he's like fairly established.
He's always helping us.
You know, at least compared to us.
Yeah.
He's helped us along and, you know, like shown me the ins and outs of, like we wouldn't be anywhere near this, on this professional level without his help.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
shout out to Neo then.
Yes, shout out Neo.
Yes.
And his wife Sharon.
Yep, Sharon's in here. The Shivering Flame is here.
Yep.
And
Brad's here.
Brad.
I wasn't gonna try to pronounce that.
Turnbow.
Right. We'll just call him Brad.
Yeah, Brad.
Call him Brad. He'll be all right.
And there goes Neo Beowulf with a Lonnie sounds like Hank Hill thing.
Do you know King of the Hill?
You do sound like Hank
Hill.
Yeah.
Alright, I sound like Crocodile Dundee, so.
Yeah, he thought he was gonna find somebody that didn't think he sounded like he does.
I sound like Crocodile Dundee though, so he can't really be angry at me.
But Beowulf said, "Does Lonnie look like he watches anime? It's not propane and propane accessories." That's great.
Oh god.
Oh goodness. Hashtag,
We got
hashtag bromance,
comments.
hashtag wife swap in the chat.
Wait, who said something about some wife swap?
Sharon.
Oh, okay. Moving along now. I want to hear about your pop culture, like the stuff you like. Favorite movie.
Oh, favorite movie! You're giving me a hard. I'm
making you pick one.
Don't be like that.
Oh, come on. Let's have
I'm
fun
gonna
with
have to
it.
say the new It film. I thought it was
The new what film?
exceptionally done. The new It, Stephen King's It.
Oh yes.
Yes. Okay.
I thought the
really
film
good.
was exceptionally done. Makeup artist had done an amazing job on his makeup. The kids were fantastic, and Bill Skarsgård just the best Pennywise. I'm sorry, Tim Curry, but Bill Benham.
Oh.
He
did well.
I do. I don't. I think really most of what most of the reason I say Tim Curry was better is nostalgia. I grew up with it.
Yeah.
Right.
That kind of thing. I think if I was to watch them both for the first time now, I would say that the new one was the better film. I still think it's on equal footing.
Yeah, I think
I'm not
it's
going to
equal
say
footing.
the old one was better. Because
My opinion is like apples and oranges, really.
Yes.
You can't compare them.
My thing is, like, the old one has not aged well at all. Even the director hates the second part of that film. I mean,
Yeah.
the miniseries. Sorry.
well, they had to water it down quite a bit for TV.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a mighty difference between a 1990 made-for-TV network television film and a 2017 R-rated horror film.
Yeah.
It's like apples and oranges. And I love them both. They're both very near and dear to my heart.
Tim Curry
Yeah.
is life, but like I said, apples and
But
oranges.
if I'm to say my second favourite film, it's actually Rocky Horror Picture Show. So
Ah,
Tim Curry did still get in there.
yes.
I'll give you one more. What's your third favorite film? I think that was more difficult than saying just one.
Oh no. This is a hard decision. Why'd you do this to me?
It had to be a fun, difficult interview.
My third favourite film is a Kiwi film, and it's definitely What We Do in the Shadows,
Okay.
which is directed by the director of Thor Ragnarok, and it's like a vampire mockumentary,
Son
and they're all
of a-
living in Wellington.
I'm waiting for Neo to say something. Son of a gun. He told me to watch that movie like 2 weeks ago.
That's fine.
He was like, you need to watch this. I believe it's on Netflix or Amazon or
I
something.
want to watch it.
And he was like, it's called What We Do in the Shadows. And it's a vampire movie. And now she says it. We have got to watch this movie.
Beowulf says
It is
his favorite
funny.
movie is Sinister if he has to pick one.
And then another two movies that you need to watch are Boy and Hunt for the Wilder People,
Okay.
which are both directed by Taika Waititi, who did Thor Ragnarok.
So apparently this guy has quite the resume before he came onto this movie. Holy crap.
Have you seen Thor Ragnarok yet?
No.
No, Sarah did though, and she said it was really, really
I
good.
am the worst nerd ever.
If you've seen clips of the character Korg, that's Taika. That's why you can't understand him. He's got such strong Kiwi accent.
Okay. Well, like I don't watch anime, and I'm usually a couple of movies behind unless it's just one that I absolutely have to see. We'll have to go see like Ragnarok, and like I'm definitely going to go see Black Panther and Infinity War next year.
Sharon said that movie's on Amazon.
What movie's on Amazon? Oh,
What is it? The Shadows? What We Do in the
Yes.
Shadows.
Yes.
Is that on
We
Amazon?
need to check that out. Do you play video games?
Yes. Although I don't play them at home anymore, as someone had actually broken into my house and stolen my PS4 games and everything. And it was like 1 week after I got it, so that was
How
upsetting.
sad.
What the? Oh, God.
That's horrible.
I'm losing my faith in humanity, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm just like... God.
Wow.
that was sad, but I still play them at my mate's house now. I just can't afford to get another one. They're so expensive.
Favorite game of all time?
Witcher, no questions asked. Witcher 3, Wild Hunt.
Wow. I didn't even have to think about that. No question. Okay. Yeah.
Second favorite game is Alice the Madness Returns.
Of course.
Still
I knew that was coming.
What is that?
great.
Like,
I'm telling you.
are we going to have to go get this game?
Yes.
You had to go get the game.
Everybody's like, favorite game, favorite game, favorite game. And I'm like,
And 9 times out of 10, most females we interview, they're going to say, Alice the Madness Returns.
what the crap? This must be like the greatest game of all time.
I'm telling you.
Because it is. It's American McGee, and it's fantastic.
Well, that is, mark my words, that's going to be the next game that we get.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna find it.
that would be the only game I'd want to get at this point with all the shit we got around here anyway.
I know.
And then my third favorite definitely has to be The Last of Us, simply because it's still got like such a connection to me.
Lonnie started that game.
And haven't finished it.
Yeah.
We're actually gonna have to stream it because that was one of those games I decided to play off the channel.
Just to see.
Once I did, I was like, holy crap, I'm going to have to stream this game. So now I've got to go back and play the beginning over again.
Oh, it's just so good. It's such a good game.
Okay, so let's say you get stranded on a desert island with a...
Hold on, before you ask another question. Okay. Beowulf, of course, is like, Witcher 3 is the best. And he wants another Witcher game with Ciri as the lead.
I'm cosplaying Ciri, so...
Yeah.
Hey!
And
sorry, I had to do that.
He mentions Drunken Solitaire because he's from New Zealand, too. He's a
oh,
streamer.
yeah! Yeah, there's actually another streamer, video game streamer, who Neil Beowulf turned me on to. He goes by the name Drunken Solitaire, and he's apparently from New Zealand and has a fairly substantial following. So I'll have to, like, well,
we've been trying to get him to get an interview forever.
Well, I haven't actually been able to really...
Should I bribe him?
Yes, you should.
Yes.
Go to his house at first and, hey, interview with Untitled Nerd Network. You should do it. And then just run off like...
I love her.
Yes. You know what? I'm going to make you our New Zealand representative.
Right?
Hey.
That is, like...
Right.
I'm going to, like, show up in a suit and tie one day. All right, we're going international, people. I'm, like, pouring over to her in the Deadpool costume. And I'm like, you know what? She's New Zealand. That person over there is Greece. They're from the UK. The international committee
You're
here.
ridiculous right now. I can't with you.
Hey, I'm half serious.
Nah, if you find me, I will be in my Archer cosplay drinking. So...
Alright.
Show up in New Zealand, I'm just on the couch like... What? I love being Archer. We actually got to meet the voice of Pam at Auckland Armageddon this year, and she was so lovely, and she, like, tried to steal my Glengoolie Blue bottle.
Oh,
that is your woman.
It is. I'm gonna marry Pam one day.
If you are following... Oh, God, I forgot her name. I'm terrible with names.
I've looked her up
Amber
before.
Amber Nash. If you're following her on Instagram and Twitter and stuff, she's retweeted me heaps. And then I've had Lucky Yates, who voices Krieger, send me like hearts in the DMs because of my Archer cosplay. And then Amber Nash also posted my Glengoolie Blue bottle on her Instagram.
Oh man, well
Cool.
it's Amber Nash. Like I couldn't date another Amber; it would get confusing.
Why not?
So
yes, Pam from Archer. And Sharon says, Pam is the only person in the world I want to cosplay. She is my spirit animal.
I guess that would mean...
my Pam. Oh, wait, no, Ben would slap me. Ben's my Pam.
I guess that would mean like a dolphin is your spirit animal then, wouldn't it?
Right. Beowulf, the Jessica Rabbit picture is on her profile picture on her page if you want to look it up.
It is still your profile picture, right? I know it was like yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, because he put hashtag Jessica Rabbit pick bribe, and I'm like, well, just go look at it. I mean, it's over there. I'm a big Jessica Rabbit fan myself.
Yeah, I spent ages learning her voice and mannerisms for the character, and then when I got to Auckland, I was like sweating balls. The heels were hurting me. I was in the corset, the wig, and I was like, just kill me now.
So that's
next
like
time I aim to actually do all the mannerisms and everything and like sing.
So it's not just her. You get in character when you cosplay like, anybody.
I can do her singing the song from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's awesome.
Is it like you do the same thing with like Lady Deadpool and...
Yeah, as Lady Deadpool, I'm like chaotic. I'm always like, "Hi guys,"
Wow.
and I'm like, fuck you, finger guns. Like chaos. It's Lady Deadpool. I get into character.
Now, I'm really curious. How are you going to get into the female Aquaman character?
It's like a corset at the back, so it like laces up.
No,
I'm talking
mannerisms.
about... Yeah.
New Zealand counts as Polynesia, and Jason Momoa's Polynesian, so I can always be like, I dig it. Just really crappy one-liners is all I have to say for a day. That was the only thing I hated about Justice League, was that they gave him, like, one-liners the entire way through. They were all funny, but it was nothing but one-liners.
Oh, also, Brad, thank you for subscribing to the channel.
Thanks, Brad.
You get, I didn't even mention this at the beginning of the stream.
Wait, we should give Brad a present.
There you go. Awesome.
There's your subscription dance, Brad.
I like the way she thinks.
I do too.
We actually give out legacy tokens, which are basically loyalty rewards.
I have a stash of legacy tokens.
We give those out, and people can use them for, we give away a monthly loot crate, and they can save them up and buy extra chances at the loot crate. They could sponsor, our broadcast and get shout-outs on Facebook and things like that. And you get 200 bonus legacy tokens for subscribing, and we're giving those out right now at the tune of 20 per 10 minutes watched, so they accumulate pretty good. Let's see here. You are stranded on a desert island, a lot smaller than New Zealand, and you have
So I'm stranded on, like, Stewart Island.
Yes. So you have plenty of food, but you have an MP3 player with only one album on it. What album is that?
It would have to be AC/DC Greatest Hits.
All right.
Oh, wow. I actually did not see that coming.
I didn't. That's a good choice, though.
Wow.
Because then I can be singing, like, Hell's Bells while knocking down a tree for fire.
Heck yeah. That's great.
I like
And then I could also be, like,
awesome.
pretending to drive, and I can be like, I'm on the highway to hell. That was really garbage singing, but...
You know, this
Love
is, what's today? Today is December 4th, 2017, and I think we've dang near found our interview of the year right here.
No joke. And you interviewed Brian O'Halloran.
Yeah, we've interviewed.
And you guys interviewed, like, the queen of boobs herself, Ivy Doom Kitty.
Right?
I tell you what, with that weekend, I interviewed Ivy Doom Kitty and Brian O'Halloran, who played Dante from Clerks.
Yeah.
I was fanboying like you wouldn't believe the entire weekend, because it was a little easier with Ivy Doom Kitty, because after it was like she was so busy, I had to sit next to her for like 20 minutes before I got to interview her. You know, she was like, oh, just have a seat here. You know, let me get through everybody, and then, you know, we'll sit down and do our interview. So
yeah.
I set up everything, and I sat there, and I waited, and she just kind of chatted with me between people, and then we started the interview. And by the time the interview started, I was comfortable with her. But Brian O'Halloran, I wasn't given that opportunity. I just went straight into the interview, and he was like a guy that I've watched his movies, you know, 60 times growing up. And it was just, you know, it was like meeting Elvis or something to me. You know, it was just somebody that I had looked up to and had been so, you know, just happy to meet. It was really cool.
Yeah. I think my biggest fangirl moment at a con, actually I've got two. This year it was meeting Jessica Negri. I was just standing there like, hi. And she's like, it's alright, come over here. And I'm like, are you sure? And I'm like, I can't actually move. And she's like, go on. And and I was just like locked in place, like, hi. But my biggest fangirl moment was when we met Christopher Lloyd at
Oh.
he's probably the biggest guest that we've had so far.
That's amazing.
Aside from some kid from Harry Potter. I'm sorry, I don't watch Harry Potter. I've never found it that entertaining for me. But I understand why people like it. Just not my thing. But Christopher Lloyd, we were all the Addams family, and I had this actual thing, like the hand, and it crawled across the ground like this. It had like animatronics in it, and it's on a leash. So I was Wednesday, and I walked in first with Thing on a leash, and then we had the entire Addams family come through, and he almost started crying, and I felt so bad. I'm like, don't cry, please. Gave like 2 hugs.
Aww.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the biggest experience in cosplay I've had.
Aww.
And we had like the entire Addams family as well, so.
That's so
Holy
cool.
crap, that is amazing.
That is awesome. Yeah, Sharon's
If we
going on
ever
with
do
the
an interview again and I can find Thing, I'll bring him in. And he'll just...
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be really neat. Like, and you're telling me about all, you know, like Wednesday Addams and, you know, all these other different cosplays that you're doing at these events and stuff. And I'm just thinking, why have I not seen these pictures yet? Because, like, I want to see these cosplays.
We're gonna have to like do some digging on her page. I mean,
Yeah, we are gonna. I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna look at all your pictures. I'm gonna, you know, save a bunch of them, and we're gonna like feature and like I can already tell you're gonna get featured pretty heavily on Untitled Nerd Network during the course of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, big time. Now you live on a farm.
Yes.
So I guess it goes without saying you have pets.
Yes.
What are we talking like dogs, cats, like all the above?
I have a slight fear of cats from incidents in my childhood.
Oh, yeah.
I love them. They're cute, but I'm 2 feet
can't
away
distance.
from them at least.
Yeah.
But I have 4 dogs.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we're
Cool.
big dog people at my house, and then we have a little like rainbow. It's a Brazilian type of parrot
Aw.
called Harley, but everyone tends to call him Satan because he is evil.
Wow.
Like my friend walked into the kitchen one time and he just leapt at her. So
Wow! Holy crap!
Yeah.
That is great.
Now this is like something I'm getting back to like those culture questions. Being a nerd, as it were, in New Zealand, what does like the release of things look like over there? Like when we get like how do movie releases, comic book releases? Like, do we read a big comic book story over here and then it shows up with you guys like 2 months later?
Or does it
like,
show up there
no,
first
we
and then we get it?
everything the same time as you.
oh
Like we
really?
actually got Thor Ragnarok 3 weeks before anyone in any other country did.
Yeah, I was aware of Marvel movies at least tend to release like in Europe and Australia, New Zealand, and over in the East, sometimes 3 weeks before we get them.
But in the United States itself, though, like trends go from west to east
Yeah.
in general. Like they'll have a hit song out there, and they're like, "What song is that?" And then 3 weeks later, we hear it out here.
Now, do you read comic books still? Like, are you fairly current, or
When I get the time, I do. Yeah.
do you know if Doomsday Clock has released over there yet?
Not entirely sure. We don't have a comic book store where I live, so I have to like wait till they're out online to order them.
Okay, and they
Oh.
They
release
have some
same
in like
day.
Wellington, Auckland, Christchurch, and all the main places. But in Dunedin, we don't have one yet.
Okay, so you probably do a lot of online reading then.
Yeah.
Like when you read, because if I'm not mistaken, comic books release digitally worldwide at the same time, I think. Don't quote me on that. But hey, I was just curious as like, you know, the big events,
Yeah.
you know, how that goes, because I would hate, because I guess with that, it's the physical books, I guess, that they have to ship and all that good stuff. And I couldn't imagine living somewhere where you have like internet and you're able to get on and look, and everybody's spoiling books like a week in advance, and you're like, no.
Yeah. I'm someone who's not that fussy on spoilers, though. I'm like, cool, it's not really going to change my experience.
Sharon
like, I don't know
bye.
when the
She's
spoiler
leaving.
happens.
Sharon's got to go.
Okay, see you later, Sharon. Oh, we are actually getting close to the hour mark. Okay.
Interview.
So, like, you've seen Justice League. That was going to be one of my questions, but we already covered that one. And you prefer DC mightily over Marvel, and that
I'm pretty like central within it.
Yeah.
I think DC makes better comics and video games, whereas Marvel has better films and TV series.
That's accurate. I could just about agree with that.
That's how I've always seen it. It's like Marvel TV series, film, and DC's always been like video games and comic books.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I feel like Warner Bros. Has kind of thrown DC into a wall. Justice League and Wonder Woman were amazing.
And we've not seen either one of those.
No, and Wonder Woman is on Netflix, I think.
No way.
No, it was to rent on Amazon. Just kidding.
Now
I got confused.
Finally, I want to tackle this one other like big tourism thing over there is the Lord of the Rings stuff that happened, and holy crap, can you believe it's already been like 17 years or no?
I don't want to talk about it. No, I actually cannot believe it's been that long. Although it's not been that long since I watched it. Like, I didn't watch it, until 2012, so...
Yeah. Now, you said that you haven't actually visited, like, the set, but you're planning on
not yet. I'm planning to once I move to Wellington. Because then it's a day trip that I can do, and then come back 2 days later.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome. Like, I would very much like to hear your thoughts on that, because I've never actually spoken to anyone who's actually visited, and, like pictures and, all that good stuff.
Well, this is a fun fact, I've ridden Gandalf's horse.
Really?
From the first Hobbit film. My family close friends with people who own horses that they lend to Weta Workshop. And I got to ride Gandalf's horse, whose name's Prince, and he's one of the only gypsy royal horses in New Zealand.
Cool.
That is awesome.
When I get the chance, I aim to do Sexy Gandalf and ride the horse.
Wow.
Hell yeah, Batman. That's
I love
awesome.
it. Oh.
And then they also owned the horse that Prince Caspian rode in Narnia.
Wow, what is this, like celebrity horses?
Oh my god, it's so cool.
Like, one of the richest men, and they have an amazing horse drink and everything where they are. One of the richest men in China flew just to New Zealand just to get a horse from them because they're so good at training.
Oh yeah, I bet. Because, I mean, that's where they went to get those.
They helped us get one of our newer ones.
Oh, I don't know, like, I'm curious. Like, you've had very reliable picture and sound and everything. For some reason, you were, like, cutting out a little bit there. I'm assuming that, from what I see, the internet there is very reliable.
Yeah.
Like, very much so. So that's, of course, we are, like, on the opposite side of the globe.
Right.
Isn't that just cool? That, like, she's literally on the other side of the planet and we're just sitting here having a chat, you know?
I know. The beauty of technology.
I know. It's so cool.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, we are at the hour.
Yes.
And
we do need to start wrapping.
so we're gonna go ahead and wrap. But stay on with us. We'll talk to you for just a bit after we wrap up.
Anything you want to promote?
Follow me because I would like to have this as a career. Jobs scare me. Nah, not really.
Okay.
Well, I will say, like
You have a Facebook. Do you have any other social medias?
Twitter, Instagram, they're all really the same thing.
Okay.
RaiderCosplay, except my Twitter handle has a little thing between them.
Like a
Underscore.
Yeah, underscore.
Okay.
No, I
call
will
it
say,
the
like, I respect that because, some people do this as just a hobby. They don't want anything else. They don't want any responsibility or anything. And then there are people like us who have the goal of one day making this a full-time, like job.
I wouldn't mind having this as a hobby for the rest of my life, but something that would be like a dream come true is to be like Ivy Doom Kitty, Jessica Negri, and have this as my job.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I get to go around the world and go meet people,
And see places.
go say hi and be
Yes.
like, eh.
Oh yeah, I absolutely get that because one day I want us to be known as, hey, that's those rednecks that made it big and go around interviewing people now. Like, yeah, awesome.
Hey, that's that Hank Hill impersonator.
Thanks.
Hey, I made the guests laugh.
Hey, okay, look, if you really want something to laugh at, go back to around the first part of May in our videos. I actually shaved my face, wore my glasses, and dressed up as Hank Hill for a video.
Oh my god, that'd be
I
amazing.
actually did. It was like our 2-year anniversary retrospective or whatever, and I sat there with a couple of our former co-hosts and just told the story of the channel as Hank Hill for the most part. Didn't have
The
to
story
try
of the
hard.
channel up to that point.
Yeah.
God.
So, but anyway, like I said, we'll stay on with you for just a little bit, say our goodbyes and everything after we cut the live feed. But again, thank you for coming on. This has really been one of my favorite interviews ever.
Yes.
This has been a lot of fun.
Yay.
And like the other thing, like really quick, I just want to kind of gloss over is the fact that it is 10 p.m. here on the East Coast. For you, it's like 4 o'clock p.m. tomorrow.
Oh, yes. I told Lonnie, I was like, let's ask her how it is in the future.
It's slightly cloudy outside. Hopefully we're going to get some freaking rain. There we go. Here's your weather report.
Wow.
Appreciate it. I needed to know the weather in New
There's a
Zealand
cow
tomorrow.
outside that's staring at me like it wants me dead.
Wow. I'm sitting here trying to wrap my brain around the logistics of it being
That's how Santa Claus goes see everybody in one night.
18 hours ahead. But like if I was...
Santa Claus actually has more than 24 hours. There's 48 hours.
Yep. That's how he does it. Time zones.
I don't know. For some reason it confuses the hell out of me.
It don't rightly matter.
I mean, I know how time zones work, but it's like...
Plot twist, Santa Claus is secretly Spock.
Like, at what point...
I got Amber there.
Yeah, he's too busy concentrating on that.
I'm like, I'm wondering,
What
like,
time
if
it
you
is.
were to go west, at what point...
Think of it if Nemo got lost in America, and then he's like, where the hell's Australia? He's got, like, 48 hours to get home on the same day that he left America.
He does.
That was...
Oh my god. Okay,
We're blowing Lonnie's mind right now. Let's wrap this.
yeah.
Wait, can we do like a let's rap this dance? Like everyone dance?
Oh yeah, sure.
Are we seriously making me do this?
You don't have to.
Lonnie,
You want to
do
be the
it.
lame
Come
one
on.
not doing it.
Come on, Hank.
Come on, Hank. She said, "Come on, Hank." Now you have to.
Wait.
I look so stiff doing that.
You looked very awkward.
I think it's worse when I watch
Fell off the
myself.
second chair.
God bless. Yeah, I think if I wasn't watching myself, that would have been a lot better. But
You were watching yourself.
I'm like critiquing myself as
You're
I
like,
do it, and I'm like, oh, I just look
No,
horrible.
you just do like the mariachi, like. I don't know how that actually works. I've never met
Oh,
any of the
God.
people in my life.
Oh.
All right.
All right. Well, we're going to
Yeah.
wrap the live feed. Thank you so much to Jen of Raider Cosplay for coming on. Remember, tomorrow I don't know if it's going to be live or not. It depends on their Wi-Fi situation, but I'm going to be broadcasting, either live, pre-recorded, whatever, from the Deja New thrift store that supplies funds to the Humane Educational Society, where they had a car crash through there and has shut the store down. So I'm going to be talking to them about not only the store situation and the loss of funds, but also the fundraiser, 24-hour fundraiser we're doing for them in a couple of weeks.
Yay.
And then also later...
Raise some funds.
Later in the afternoon, myself and Mark, we're Comic Book Malarkey. We're going to be doing some co-op Halo on the original Xbox as a live stream. So, anyway, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amber.
And this is...
Yeah.
Jen of Raider Cosplay, who has been kind enough to join us all the way from New Zealand off in the future. And we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. Thanks for watching, and we will be back on the air tomorrow.
Bye-bye.